I think actually part of it was like, all right, my brain's getting a little too depressed from what's from what I'm looking at. I need to have a way to like either take a minute, you know, take my brain off of it, or like maybe speak about it. Although I think I've kind of gone over it a little bit. I will say I keep getting the funniest ad ever, like just from the first like 10 seconds of it. It's for John Husted for some reason, which like I don't understand why we're getting ads now, because the election's not until like a year. They're like, good news, he voted to protect Medicare, and then it literally then shows Trump sign the big beautiful bill, which cuts Medicare, and it's like, just a blatant lie, just right to the people's face, you know, like that's incredible. No, it's a shame too, because he's probably gonna win, because freaking Ohio's got nobody. You got however old Sherrod Brown. Goody. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, how old's the man? 72. Yep. Like the fact that we have no progressive like people in Ohio is crazy, or at least like notable ones. I'm sure there's some on council levels, because yeah, like the Working Families Party is in Ohio, but like I think it's only on like local level, like not even like state. I think there's been like any. Awesome, that's great, dude. Yeah, you really think something would have happened, but nope. The 7th most populous state in the nation, just freaking nothing, dude. God, it's freaking crazy. Yeah, I there's no flow to this. I mean, there never usually is. Like usually when I am streaming, I have like something I go in and talk about, but there is zero flow. And I know that from the beginning too, because I guess another thing is like, oh, I have something to talk about, and then like it turns out I speak for like 10 minutes and then I'm just doing other stuff, but just a bunch of random stuff, and having pauses for like 5 minutes and then talking about another thing. But this one I actually know, yeah, it's gonna end up like this, so. Yeah. I do think the whole like male VTubers just have it like worse off than female VTubers. I mean, yes, they don't have some of the buffs, right? I feel like it's the same as like a female being an engineer or like a doctor. Well, not doctor, but like you get what I'm saying with like the engineer thing. Or male being a nurse. I guess that's what I was more referring to, where like I don't even know if that's necessarily harder though. It's just like it's different. I don't know if it's more difficult for them. I'm sure there's some like mental and like, you know, there's some like mental challenges that's added on to them that there isn't for males. But yeah, I think for the most part, actually, it's not like the process of doing it's not that difficult. It was just more like it's less common, which I feel like that's also the case too. So I don't think it's necessarily wrong. Because I think if you stand out, like you're gonna have a following. Because I think even like, is it Kuro or something, like has a pretty decent following. I just want to see VTuber sub count, just like all of them. This have all? Yeah, this has all of them. Well, Kuro's Twitch, so I should probably. Well, this is only look at Twitch, but oh, Shoto, that's who it was. Yeah, he's 5th on Twitch of all VTubers on Twitch. He's 5th in followers. So yeah, he has more than Fillion. So like, you know, it happens. Like it is possible. I don't know if YouTube. Oh, there's Nekomachi. from AK Virtual, who's Indonesian. That's Indonesian, right? Not Polish. I think so. It's funny as the Japanese members, they have the Japanese flag, but with EN they don't have a flag associated with them. You know, I think with most of them, like even Justice, you could tell, because also they literally in what language they speak. It's literally the country they're from. It's like, man. Yeah. I was just looking at that. I don't think it's impossible, right? I do agree with Randon though. I think for males, or just in VTubers in general, what you want to look for is like people who aren't in the rabbit hole, right? You want people who have not been previous VTuber fans, because those people are most likely to stay around and be like your core audience. Because even if they find someone else like they prefer, like people always have a soft spot for Gura, for Fubuki, for Korone, for Miko, right? For introducing them to this in the first place. For me, that didn't really happen, but I think that's because the clip wasn't anything extravagant. It was the one where chat kept calling out Bae for touching her lip, which, like, that's not an extravagant clip. And I saw a little bit of like Callie's interaction with Advent. Like it was like a month before that, I think. But yeah, it wasn't anything extravagant for me, so I think it's different for me. But I think for most people, especially like in that 2020 era, right? People still have a soft spot for that. So yeah, like I think it is important to get people who are not in the rabbit hole initially. Naira's feeling was third in subs. Affiliate also I feel like does like the, I don't know, like let me just go to her. I'm sure view counts are like not that they're like not that crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I also just am not a fan of the people who are necessarily like super loud. Gerard I feel like is different, but I think that's because he's not ear-shatteringly loud. I think his audio mixing's at least good. Billions is like ear rape. You know? And it might just be since she's 3D, so like the equipment's not perfect, but yeah, I can't watch her because she's so loud. Like, I'm just like, all right. Also, she goes for the D's nuts like all the time. It's like, all right, all right, man. You know, just not my taste. You know, people like her. That's cool. It's just not for me. Oh, that's funny. They have Senzawa in here. Oh, is Saba also on here? I think she's on here 3 times then. Because Saba is over 1 million. I actually am curious if they have Saba on here. Actually, did she already pass Senzawa numbers? That'd be crazy. I don't see her there. Maybe they don't have Saba on here yet. Doesn't look like they do. When is this updated? I have no idea, but yeah. Oh no, there's Saba. Yeah, no, okay, she's on there 3 times. Yeah. It doesn't even have her actual model. It's like a sketch of it. That's funny. Yeah, that's crazy. She's on there 3 times. I mean, yeah, because she was big like before. Like, although she wasn't there for that long, I do think Gura is like still one of the most important people probably in the sphere of VTubing, right? Especially in the West. Because like, you know, so many people discovered it because of like her. that like I feel like it'd be crazy if she wasn't, you know? Like, I mean, she's still number one, and she's probably still gonna be number one, like most sub to, for like probably another few months at least, because Marion has to catch up like 600 subs. Even like someone like Fillion, right? It's completely different. Has a million less than Marion, so Marion's probably gonna pass her. I'd say in like half a year, man. Like it's probably she's gonna probably hold that until 2026. So unless like Marion has like another viral hit on TikTok or something, because I did shoot her up a bunch. I was watching that live as it happened. And what's funny about this, I'm pretty sure she didn't even stream in that stretch either. She was like taking a break because I think she had a thing with her eye. So yeah, that's really funny. That she had a freaking hit or something, right? And it blew her up a little bit more for people. Yeah. I was just looking at that because like I think male VTubers, like it's just one of those things where it's like a male and a nurse job, or like a female and an engineer job, stuff like that, where it is going to be less common, but I don't think it's impossible to get to the heights where the girls are. Now sure, they don't have the cuteness buff, which is a thing. If you look at any Ayame clip, the cuteness buff is real. And that might have been what kept some people around, you know, or even made them like go viral in the first place. But like I think it's possible, even as a dude, right, to be very popular, very successful. Because again, like I'm thinking back to how like Hollow blew up. It was from clips. Like a lot of these people just aren't clipped much. Like if we're looking at Stars, right, who's way lower, they have barely any clips, man. Like it is crazy. I mean, they might have a lot, it's just I've never recommended their channels. Like there's probably a bunch of clip channels out there. I should just sub to them, so then I just know they exist. You know, because like I keep going off of like, oh, what I'm recommended, and like that's probably not a good idea. I'm really basically only getting like the most viewed ones. I mean, yeah, I probably should just like sub to them. There is a spot in the Hololive cord that like has clips, like you throw them in there. I forget what that is. Clips and highlights, yeah. So it's in there, but yeah. Oh, yeah, also the hologram was great. When I saw who was in it and Lapis was in there, I was like, I think I have an idea where this is going, and it went that way. And hey, just because it's predictable doesn't mean it's bad, you know. Had low voice Hachima the entire time. I do like though how like she's Hachima, right? Like when she's streaming, but for Hologram they still use like her Hato model. Which again, like she probably hasn't used that forever. Cause yeah, I think she basically was like, oh yeah, Hachima and Hato have merged, right? I don't know if I'm actually subbed to Hachima. My freaking, I'm not, bruh. Yeah, like I don't think she uses it. Cause technically it merged. So yeah, it's really funny to me. Like basically her Hato model is only gonna be used in like fan projects or like, yeah, because technically it's still like her official like model on the website. So probably for like official like Hollow stuff as well, but it is very funny. I actually don't know if she has a 3D Hachima, does she? Or is it still just Hato and she's 3D? I've seen like no 3D Hachima clips, so I have no idea. Yeah. It's very funny to me. I mean, yeah, because she is just Hachima now. She's not Hato. She even changed her YouTube channel to be named Hachima. That's just her name now. Yeah, anyway, I don't know how I can start talking about Hachima, but the point is that I think male VTubers would be able to make it. You just have to find a way to like stand out. I feel like in Hollow that's pretty easy. It's kind of like what I'm doing, where I'm just talking about like serious stuff a lot. I know people wouldn't like that, but you know. Also, it was interesting because apparently an interview from a while ago kind of implied that Coco left because of the China stuff, and she didn't want to implicate people like the other members in that whole controversy. Which again, I feel like even from a leftist perspective, it was so stupid. Because like they got mad because they saw the ROC flag when she was looking at YouTube analytics. Like if you want to get mad for seeing the ROC flag, get mad at YouTube. Why did you get mad at the person looking at the analytics? That's what makes zero sense to me, dude. And I didn't like it. I mean, also another thing though with the stars is like they're definitely in a position where they're fine, right? They still have several hundred people watching them. Like I will stream. Like I feel like people would forget how much that is. You know, and like how very much okay they are. Like, and even if you compare the Twitch, which Twitch is much smaller, but like, yeah, no, they're doing very well for themselves. Like, yeah, it's really not that big of a deal. You know, like I can understand the concern. But yeah, that's how it is. I did also see though with the introvert thing of like stars and live not climbing up each other, that I think also makes a lot of sense, where yeah, befriending someone of the opposite gender is typically harder. I don't know what the psychological thing is. I guess I had that, but like yeah, it is typically like harder and more of a barrier to befriend someone of the opposite gender than it is of someone of the same gender. So that could be another aspect of it. Because I think at the end of the day, most of them don't necessarily care like about the like all female thing. I really don't. Like again, I think that's like the like fourth layer to this, right? But like it's not the foundational issue. But it's like the fourth thing, you know, or something like that. Like I really don't think many of them care, and even like the ones who do are like I'm not gonna collab with dudes. Like Miko was still very receptive to their performance with Suisei, and the other ones too. So like yeah, I really don't think it's like that big of a deal, the whole them not climbing with dudes, and I don't have an issue with it because like as far as Kanata's another one. Her reason is that her personal interpretation is that they can't collab with dudes, and like as long as you're not gatekeeping it, I don't care. Right, that's fine. I have a problem once you start gatekeeping it. But yeah, Kanata, it seems like she doesn't necessarily gatekeep. So like I'm cool with it. You know, that's her interpretation. My interpretation of VTuber is different, because again, like VTubing, I mean, she was saying idol, but like VTubing is a artistic, like it's an art form. So like yeah, it should be whatever you want it to be. You know, like it should be however you interpret it be. It shouldn't be like, oh, it needs to follow these rules. Like no, that's not how a creative field works. A creative field should be as open-ended as possible, so then like you can, I mean, except for being a Nazi, you know, but I feel like that's a low bar, and we rammed right through that bar. I don't know how that happened. That's a thing that's been happening. It was a real low bar, and we somehow freaking crashed right into it. I don't know, man. Yeah. That's another thing though, is like I feel like if you also talk about serious stuff, like it does just make Nazis just, you know, as they should, make them look weird, you know, and just like yeah, they're just weirdos, dude. They're dangerous weirdos, but they're weirdos, you know. And like, yeah, you just kind of need to like, you need to move the Overton window, basically. Like, you need to move it more left at this point, because we're getting to the point where people are like comfortable calling themselves a Nazi at this point. Like, that's not great, you know. It's real bad. Kind of need to shift that Overton window over a little bit, you know. A lot of bit, you know. That's something that's gonna have to happen. Yeah, I have no idea, like, honestly, even after like this Trump era, you know, like what even happens? I assumed like we'd go left a little bit, but like even then, like if our best can is like AOC, I'm still like I don't think we're gonna get out of this. Like we definitely need someone after, like if it's AOC who wins, right? We definitely need someone after who is like more skilled at this, who is better, more competent. Because I'm kind of worried, admittedly, with AOC being the next one, because it does feel like she's not ready yet. And she's kind of getting thrown into like the most powerful position in office, and like when the Supreme Court has ruled on all this stuff that gives the president all of this like power, right? It's like I am a little worried on that. And also it's even entirely possible that she doesn't win the primary and it's just another liberal. That would suck. I mean, yeah, it's basically like every liberal and then AOC. That's what we got. Not great. Like, I personally prefer like an Omar or Tlaib, but it doesn't seem like they're probably interested at all for running for president, which is fair. But yeah, personally, if I were to like choose someone, right, I'd rather want like Tlaib or like Omar or something like that. Yeah, that, fortunately we can't do that. And also Zoran can't run because he's born in Uganda. Because for some reason in the Constitution they made it so you had to be born in the US to run for president, which doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why we still like harp beyond this 250-year-old document and act like it's perfect. It is terrible because it is 250 years old. And even at the time, there, I think, what was it, every 10 years they would like look back on it and see if they need to write a new one. And then they're like, nah, we don't need to do that. And boy, we're really reaping all that, huh? Reaping what they sowed, you know? It's awesome. In 250 years, there's been 27 amendments. There's been 27 changes to it in 250 years. Like, we're getting close to the point where it's been one amendment every 10 years. Because the Constitution is 249 years old. Like, we're getting close to every, like, amendment every 10 years. Like, we just need a second American Republic at this point. Like, France has, like, 6 of them, right? And I mean, they're still getting it wrong, but, like, at least they have, like, 6 of them, right? You know? We're still in the first one. Like, how do we keep screwing this up, man? I mean, I know why, because we don't freaking go left, we only go right, and then it goes to fascism again, and then we go right again. Liberal democracies, dude. They're fantastic. Literally will stay the same unless we break the cycle and go left. Yeah. I hate it. I did see though with because I think it was Iofi. This is different. Kind of going back to what I was saying earlier with the Hollister stuff, but I think it was Iofi and like it's like an after talk I think with her 3D Live about how like the stars really like kind of princess them around, you know, and like escort them around. It was very interesting because like yeah, it seems like and Iofi's like, oh, we're just like treating them like coworkers, right? And someone did like that is an interesting thing of like, are they like the only ones who do that? I mean, like if they're separated for the most part, like then like I'd understand. And also again, it's harder to befriend like opposite gender. I think especially for like a female to befriend a male, it's a lot harder. Maybe not necessarily for a male to female, but female to male I think is especially difficult. Yeah, like that is an interesting thought. And like I don't know if it's necessarily like they get treated poorly by like the other girls, right? It's just like it's almost as if they're not like they're invisible. Like yeah, I don't know. Like even with the again with the countdown with the stars and live collabs, like all of them were very supportive, so yeah, it's just weird, man. I think that is the main thing though, is like it's introverts and then it's also like a female to male friendship, right? Which that's going to be very hard, because like yeah, if you look at like Iroha, Pekora, Aqua, right? I mean, those are the extremes, but like even then, like, well, Iroha, I mean, she's probably not as extreme as Pekora or Aqua, but yeah, Iroha's a big introvert. I learned, like, I think one of her goals this year was to make more friends, and she was like, oh, like these people have been nice to me. Like, yeah, no, I think Iroha's like actually like a pretty big introvert. So yeah, like I it was so funny though too, because I also saw because it was the Holo Natsu, the VR chat, like Holo Summer thing. It's also about like, oh yeah, like Cecilia's extrovert energy, like going around and talking to all like the JP members. And someone was literally like, no, that's not real. And then the person is like, no, actually, Cecilia said herself that she's an extrovert. Like you, like even the stream, the like she did the fauna. She said that, and the person was like, no, she didn't. It's like, it's like, what? What? What are you talking about? They literally even said the source of it. I was like, no, that didn't happen. Like, are we serious? Like, come on, man. What are we doing? Couldn't tell if it was rage bait or not because it was so like stupid. And like it felt like it was rage bait, dude. I'm like, you can't possibly be this dense, dude. Like seriously? They had to have been memeing. Like I refuse to believe they were that dumb. It's like how everybody acts like Miko. Or I think it's just like sometimes no, she's just kind of like she is like Pawn, because like even like Gen Zero or just like the other members will talk about like her having Pawn moments in real life. So like I feel like a lot of times in games, because I've noticed like some people they're like, oh yeah, comedic genius Miko, which like she is, but like I think when she's being Pawn, it's not necessarily like her being like dumb. I think she definitely sets herself up to like be in those situations, right? But like I think a lot of those times it's not like intentional or anything. I think it is actually her just being Pawn. And like it is kind of weird how people are just kind of like changed at this point. It's like, oh yeah, no, Miko, like what a genius she is. And like she is, but it's just like I feel like in those moments I really hesitate, because yeah, there was like the Gomoku 5 in a row. I think it was against Mel. I think it was against one of them. she very clearly could have won. Like, it was very obvious. And then they set up a... They just did an uncontested 4, right? Which wouldn't matter because she already had 4 in a row. But she got shocked and looked at the other one and like freaked out. Like, her reaction made it seem like she was not aware that she won. Right? Like, her reaction not like give off someone like knowing they won but just decided to give it to them at all. I think she actually just like got so caught up at the unblocked board that she thought she lost, but she didn't. That was the instance I was like locking in on, because like, yeah, people in that moment were just like, oh, what a comedic genius, and I'm just like, I think she actually just didn't see it. You know, like, I don't think that was her losing on purpose. Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, Miko is a comedic genius. Like, she knows what she's doing. It's just like, I feel like a lot of the moments where she's pawned, she's actually pawned. That's my point. Like, she had the whole dehumidifier thing, right? Like, not putting water in the humidifier. Like, what are we talking about? Like, it's crazy. And I think she's also had other moments too. Like, in real life. So, like, I don't... Like, I feel like she... Yeah, it's just legitimate. Although it does remind me, because I did see under a Miko clip, of them saying that, like, the live girls are, like, the girls are so much harder working than the guys. And, like, that's so stupid. Because I feel like also, like, work ethic is kind of subjective. Like, what is a good work ethic? Maybe it's because I don't have one. But, like, also, I feel like it's not fair because the girls probably are more hardworking because they're bigger, so they have more projects to do. Whereas the guys, like, yeah, they're probably basically just like hanging out and streaming for the most part, right? I mean, they have to do some things, but I'm sure it's not as much as the girls have because they probably have less opportunities. So yeah, of course they're not gonna be as, like, quote-unquote hardworking because they don't have so many opportunities. Also, I feel like sometimes when you say hardworking, people are just like, oh yeah, burn yourself into the ground, dude, like what Callie does sometimes, right? And it's like, that's not good. Right? Sure, you're working hard, but, like, that's not good. You need to balance it. You're not a machine, dude. You're not a robot. Like, your brain needs, like, a break, you know? It's like, also, I feel like if people measure hardworkingness in that way, like, that's not good. I think Marion also does the same thing, where she just kind of keeps going until she breaks down, and it's like, that's not good. Although she probably learned that from, like, her Black Company days or something. Yeah, it's like, that's not good. Like, if you have, like, anything negative going on, you talk about it, right? I mean, that's what I'm doing with my stream, because I don't have anyone else to talk to. It's depressing, I know, but, like, hey, at least I'm talking about my grievances, right? I'm sure it actually has helped my mental. Just, like, talking about this stuff, right? Because, like, I have no one to talk to. Even, like, with my friend, I mean, we had the politics thing in common, so we could talk about that, but outside of that, there wasn't much in common. We played, I guess, the game. It's like, we knew a decent amount of games, but, like, there wasn't really anything outside of that. Because, like, when I was doing quizzes with them, I basically just did, like, movie quizzes, which I know nothing about movies. Right? So it was basically just them doing it. Right? It was like, well... Yeah, I think Guess the Game was probably, like, the closest to where both of our knowledges lined up, to where we both could help. Because, like, I was getting some, they were getting some, you know, like, it was nice. Yeah, like, I mean, I don't have anyone to talk about, like, Hololive with, you know, like, VTubing stuff, even though, like, I want to be one, you know, like, I really should probably look for, like, at other people at least. Like, I don't have the money for it, but, like, I probably should just at least look at it, you know, like, other people. Especially since now it just seems like people are coming in and being like, hey, I can make a model for you. At first, it was people just following me on Twitter and not saying anything. Now they're actually coming to my stream, and I'm just like, I think that's more uncomfortable, man, because it's just like, man, I don't know. I think the main thing though, and it's something I noticed with the Stars members, is like their shoulders are so broad, dude. I don't know what it is, but the shoulders just make it look off. It's so weird. Like sort of like Octavia or something like that, right? Like the shoulders are so wide. And I don't want that. I want like the more slimmer shoulders. It's just for some reason their models, I feel like they just look massive. Like I don't like that look. Let me look at like Tom's model. Why does it have? I'm sorry. Wait, hang on. I have to do it again. That's not Tom. That's Steven. Why? Why is there Steven's picture next to Tom's name? That's so funny. And what's even funnier about the two is I've seen him on Twitter complain about like Reddit AI summary. Why is it Steven's face? Why is Steven's face the first thing? Wait, what's this link to? This doesn't even link it. This is on Twitter. Why is Steven's picture linked to Twitter? What? 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 Okay. That's so weird. Like, it's just blank. There's nothing there. Why is this Steven's face? Alright, I just wanted to look at his freaking model. Oh, is this who made it? Yeah, that's who made it. Okay. I'm probably not gonna get the full body, aren't I? Yeah, like his shoulders look so much smaller there. Yeah, like, that's what I want. His shoulders are so much smaller. And something like that I want. So maybe I'd look into that. Maybe looking at her. Yeah, I do kind of like how this looks. Yeah, I should keep looking, but yeah, that is typically the thing you want to do. Probably is like look at a model that you like and then go from there, right? Yeah, I like how slim the shoulders are, and like how clean it looks. Honestly, like it looks very high quality. So am I looking at that? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna follow her just so like because he'd probably link to her Twitter. Oh yeah, wasn't she just talking about how she had like her 5-year or something like that? Yeah, 5-year anniversary subathon. That's funny. I realized this was Tom's artist. That's funny. Yeah, I'll follow her just so I remember it. Yeah, that's really funny. Yeah, she also has her website up, so that's also smart. Alright, it refused to connect. Never mind. It didn't work for me. Well, that sucks. I mean, she may have taken it down. It's like a year old. It's funny though that the post I think Tom linked to is saying that she loves drawing cute girls. And it's a male model. That's really funny. Actually, yeah, I don't know if she would, I mean, it'd be different, right? She probably hasn't done anything like that. Yeah. I should just check. Um. You know, her color scheme actually is kind of similar to mine, the orange and purple, at least like on her hair. So it would be a color scheme she's used to. Yeah, I should keep looking. Right, just don't stop at the one, right? But I also could literally just go to the Hololive members. I don't know if they would, how open they would be though, with like the artists of Hololive members. That'd probably be crazy. It would probably have to be more indie, but yeah, like that's just my main thing. I just don't want super broad shoulders. Because again, like I feel like Octavio has that, and I don't know what it is, man. It's just so off-putting. Whenever I see it, like they're so big. Okay, well this is all his songs. I kind of want to go to a stream of his, but I'm probably just have to. Well, actually, he streams on Twitch, doesn't he? He might. Oh, actually, I don't know if he does. Yeah, no, he streamed on YouTube. Well, let me just see. I guess they aren't super broad, but this is also a different outfit. I feel like his default for some reason just had like super big shoulders. Like I just remembered that for some reason they were just so big. Like yeah, I'd want the slimmer shoulders. Just like a slimmer body in general. It's kind of what I want. Right, because like it shows freaking Leomir being like jacked, but like I wouldn't necessarily have to, right? They'd want to make me like less big, you know, in those areas. I'm okay with it. Yeah. Okay, I think I also got one guy with like the myth thing that they're doing. I thought it was just like, I thought it was collab songs, but I thought it was collab cover songs, but apparently it's collab originals. So yeah, I think I got one guy on that ear that I just completely missed what they were saying. Well, I think they said collab songs, but like it was my brain. Then I was like, oh, it's just gonna be cover. Or like I think I read cover. But they actually said collab or something. I don't know. I still could have gotten one guy though. It's possible. One guy in the way that they didn't explain it that well. Actually, I guess I could look on their post because it probably linked to their. Oh, they actually didn't make theirs on their own. They actually had someone else make their model as well. Oh, they linked their Twitch. That makes sense. Unless this is it. Oh, this might be actually because it shows commissions. Oh yeah, because I think this shows all the prices of what they're willing to do, yeah. Yeah, I do need a 3D rigger, I just realized also. So that is a thing I am gonna have to do, but yeah, and it's right there, so all right. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to find a person to rig it, but I mean, I assume you would have to get the art though first, probably, right? That would make sense. Because they can't really rig anything if they don't have anything to work with, you know? So, I assume I'd have to get the art done first anyway. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this stream is going as kind of as I thought, because again, I said in preface that there'd be no flow to it. See, if I had like a bit of an audience, like I technically could just like probably just start stream and then just go for like an hour and a half, like straight, because I have someone to bounce off of, but I don't. So that's why like it's a little awkward sometimes, but that it is what it is, you know. Let's say though, Purple Z's are like 1.2 million views at this point, you know, like, because I'm just looking at my billboard text, I could probably change it. Might have been really like, you know, Sakura Mirage, but that has 1.6, it actually has more. I mean, it makes sense because it's a regloss single. Surprised it didn't have a music video. I guess a performance video technically is, but surprised it didn't have a music video. I mean, I guess it does cost a lot to make a music video probably, but I am kind of surprised still. I don't follow so many people on Twitter though at this point that like my following also like it takes me like actually I think like almost sometimes half an hour or an hour to get through it all. So yeah, that sure is something. What I used to do is I basically wake up at like noon or something. It's been getting later, so it might even be later than that. But I'd get up at like noon, immediately try and like have something to eat. Either like if it was like noon, I would make something. If it was like 1 or something, I woke up, which is also possible. I would just snack on something. And then I would go exercise, like on the exercise bike or whatever. And then I would go on my computer and look at Twitter. But like it's kind of the point, man, where it's like, I feel like I can't look at them that late at this point, right? You know, the scrolling's gonna be so long. I just wish I had like people I could take my mind off this stuff, because again, like with the one person I was talking to, like it was political stuff, so it's not like I really could run away from it. You know, because that's what we were mostly talking about. I mean, I think we were having fun just like bantering about it, right? But like, you know, sometimes you actually do want to talk about like your interests that are not politics sometimes, and then yeah, you can't really do that. Especially like Hollow, man, like there's no way anybody in my school is a VTuber fan, you know? I would have made fun of me if they knew. I really don't know how like I went through school without being bullied, dude, because I feel like I had like all the classic things of like what people get bullied by, like enjoying, right? And I feel like there was a lot of times I did stuff similar that other people did, then they got bullied and I didn't. I think it was just because I was in their friend group, so they just didn't bully me. Right. I think that was the main thing. But yeah, like, really until I think like the last year or two was really the only time I was like getting like teased or anything. Cause I don't want to say bullied, but like, and it was mostly just me being quiet because, you know, I'm not gonna talk to you people. I don't want to interact with you people. If I don't want to interact with you, I don't want to speak with you. That's just how it is, man. Hey. I don't remember what I was talking about. It's all gone, yeah. I literally was talking about it like 15 seconds ago. I already forgot. Yeah. Yeah, but it is gone. Yeah, I think like another thing though is like, I think with how the internet is and where the way the world is, I think people, especially who are online often, just forget how many like normal people there are. Right? And I'm kind of just looping back around to the Holosters thing again, with like the Hollow members like being normal. Right? It's like I think some people would expect them to be like, oh yeah, no, they're gonna like hate them or something like that, or like not praise them, but like they literally sit there and praise them. It's just like the normal people will like praise people and be supportive of other people, you know? And I think a lot of people only forget that and just think like, I guess like the Gachikoi part of it will apply to some of the female members as well. When like some of them that also are literally just like, oh, I don't want to collab with male VTubers also like praise them. And it's still like a pretty normal reaction. I sometimes even remember that too because I just basically go on Twitter like half the day. Yeah. That's another thing though, just like why I want to talk to people is like I just went off Twitter for like 2 seconds. You know? And like I technically could play games, so like I only play Hulk Hitman at this point. No other game is like appealing. And I have this issue where like, yeah, I only will play like 2 games at a time or something like that. And then nothing else sounds appealing, which I hate that. I wish there was just like, oh hey, I want to play this game, like I could just do it. Like I really can't. No. I don't know why I record these, I'm gonna be honest, like there's nothing in these. I don't know. Really, not really. I feel like I have to save these. I mean this one I guess at least has more. So I think there was the one, right, where I literally just like was only talking about like the like playoff game happening that day, I think, for like 30 minutes, and that was it. So yeah, that one I was like, alright, I don't need to record this, but This one at least has a little bit more to it. Yeah, it is like almost an hour, so I might just end it, honestly, even like before it hits an hour. Yeah, I just wish I had people to talk with. It's crazy how I listened to Choco's song like after I did the Hall Life quiz, the sick bay mistake, and now it just keeps recommending it to me. I listened to it once, man. On the VOD channel. That's why it's recommending it to me. Like, what the frick, man? Let's do it one time. Oh, and that Choco cover, yep, and it's doing that one as well. You know, I think the thing also with Choco songs is like, I think if you understand the lyrics, they would also be better. Because like, obviously from the music, I'm expecting a different vibe, but like, I think No Distance is supposed to be more of like a seductive song, but I wouldn't get that because I don't know the lyrics, right? And I don't know, like from the music, it sounds like it should be like a up-tempo like rock song, you know? So like her vocals should be hitting harder, but like, yeah, I think it's supposed to be more like seductive. So like that's why her vocals are the way they are. I think that's also the problem with like Choco's songs. It's like maybe on the JP side, and like if you know Japanese, it's better. But for most people who won't understand Japanese, like yeah, it kind of falls flat. Because from the music, you're expecting something different, but the lyrics actually probably are what kind of brings it together. If you understand what the lyrics are about, you can kind of like get it a little bit more. And like that's also an issue. I still think though, like it's really mixed, like compared to other Hollow songs. Like how her vocals are always like quieter than like the actual song. I don't know if it's just because like they think like she didn't sing it that great, so they like kind of make it quieter to make it like the mistakes not seem as like out there. But yeah, like I still think Choco's lyrics should still be like louder on that. But yeah, that might be another problem with her songs for me at least. Yeah. Have any like pulling out? Probably not. Also, I think I checked this like 2 days ago. Well, I don't think 2 days, but like somewhere recently. I think they're mostly just gonna be generic polls as far as now. Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be anything too crazy. Like, yeah, it shows us say like lower, but I think it's just because people don't know him. Like, even if you look at his approval, it's like 8 favorable, 8 unfavorable. Nobody knows this dude, right? So yeah, for some reason Mallory McMorrow seems like she's just not you know, like she seems like she's potentially gonna take APAC money. It's like sick, dude. That seems bad, you know. Yeah, it's probably gonna be a minute till we get in their poll on the Michigan primary. It's crazy that at one point they're saying Pete Buttigieg will run for Senate of Michigan. Dude was the mayor of a city in Indiana. Like, why is he running for Senate of Michigan? Like, that's crazy, dude. Yeah, they have Ohio marked as a toss-up. I really don't think it is. I guess, yeah, if Sherrod runs, it might be, but I think even with Sherrod, he's not gonna win. Even then, man's so old, he's probably gonna get one term. Which, I mean, maybe would be enough time for a progressive. I don't know. Probably not. Yeah. It is weird to me also, though, like, from some people just to be like, oh yeah, why are you running for the Democrats? You know, like, they're just corporate hacks. So you're gonna run third party. And it's like, dude, in America, that's like non-existent. You know, like, that's really not gonna happen. A whole, like, third party. Like, I think if there was a three-party system, it would be from, like, a split from the Republicans. In a good way, I'm saying. Like, it would be, that would benefit the people. It would be a split from the Republicans. That would be the good third party, like, three-party scenario. I think if, like, the left splits with Democrats, like, they're just gonna keep losing, and Republicans would probably win more. Just with, like, the split, you know? So, like, I think actually would, like, be a worse scenario. So that's why, like, yeah, I think you have to eliminate the neoliberal wing of the Democrats, right? That's how we're gonna get leftist politics in America. It's, like, the only way. Yeah. That's just my thing. Yeah. It is over now. I'll probably end it. Yeah, probably. Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. I think I have the freaking badge. I don't want that. Because I already have the badge of broadcaster. I don't need the other one. Yeah. I'll see you Tuesday for something, probably. That was another thing why I didn't stream, is because I was just feeling, like, real bad. I think it was from the milkshake I drank, but I was feeling not great, like, around 7:30. I was like, you know, that was, like, the main thing why I didn't stream, until, like, way later. So, yeah, that was just another thing I just remembered. But yeah, I'll see you Tuesday for something, hopefully, so, I'll see you then. Goodbye.